Hello again. I'm Moizadab. I'm coming to you from our studios in New York City, and I have with me Dimeji Ayanwale, Comrade Dimeji Ayanwale. He's a resident of New York, and he's a Nigerian by origin and also an American by citizenship, I believe. And he's just finished exercising his civic duties, and he's gone out to vote in Brooklyn, I believe, Comrade
Yes,
Dimeji.
East New York. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
Good, good. So tell us, about voting this year. You voted,
Yeah,
right? You
yeah.
voted.
Yes, I just did.
Good.
I just voted. You can see my tag right there that says it just voted, right? Anyway, say I was, a bit apprehensive initially in terms of like saying that this today is gonna be tense, all over the United States, with the what is at stake. But fortunately, and I mean, fortunately, when I got there, it was a
Mm,
very quiet one, and it was a short line, and I checked my time when I got into the polling booth. It was about my in and out was about 7 minutes, pretty quick, because I believe a lot of people already voted for the early voting, so it wasn't
yes.
that much of a crowd this time around for like on the day of the election. So which is
Mm,
like it's an unusual one, but thank God. I was able to go in and out and just be able to exercise my civic duty, and it was a
mm,
pretty easy one. And actually, afterwards, I was able to even help some people to kind of locate their precinct because
okay.
it was a big all that the people were just the different precinct was different precinct was in different divisions, so I was able to help them to locate their precinct and also maybe
Okay.
guide them in terms of voting and everything. And this is kind of different from the usual election day in Nigeria, whereby there's a lot of chaos and a lot of apprehension in the air that people they don't know what's gonna happen. And when you get to the polling booth, maybe some talk is gonna come around and scuffle your votes and maybe harass you or maybe even try to buy your vote as well. So all that put into perspective compared to where I came from, my ancestor, my origin, Nigeria, is totally different, and the
Well,
environment is the scenery. It's not so much of security. That there's some of security like the police, they're there, but it's not that they have a whole lot of people like guarding you just to kind of keep the
but the
order. Just
issues, I'm sorry to cut you, Dimeji. The issues are pretty much, if not the same. Citizenry are concerned about healthcare, they're concerned about security, they're concerned about being safe in their homes, and the concerns are the same. I
right,
was just
right,
speaking with
right.
Dimeji Ayanwale. He's
Mm.
New York City resident, and he's just been telling us about his voting process. He was expressing how he wishes that his home country, Nigeria, would also emulate the way the U.S. has voted or is voting today. I was just coming back to you, Dimeji. Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm
Okay,
here.
all right. I was just coming back to you to discuss some of the issues. You're in your car, so we can see your face and you can take off your mask.
Exactly.
Okay, COVID-19 set the pace for a lot of things and changed a lot. In what are some of the changes that you personally have gone through? Especially with COVID-19 in your community.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a very challenging year for many of us, for I believe for all of us, in terms of changing our lifestyle, in terms of how we move around, and in terms of how we take care of our health. A lot of people are at risk, but this has changed a lot of our daily routine, like our habits, in terms of being very careful, in terms of touching,
Mm-hmm.
organ, and doing other kind of stuff. Getting close contact with people, it has really changed a lot of things, for many of us. And I think, and one thing that have changed for me particularly is about me being able to stay at home in one place. For example, I go to work and I commute to work and every on a daily basis, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. But that's has changed because I predominantly work from home at this time around.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's kind of weird for me because I get bored easily. I'm kind of, I can tell you, I'm
Yeah,
an
the
active person.
extroverts did not
Yeah, 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 exactly.
enjoy COVID-19 at all,
Yeah,
but it was a blessing for the introverts, you
exactly.
know.
Exactly. So
Okay,
there's that.
I totally understand that, all those sentiments, and it did change life for a whole lot of people. Let's quickly come back to our country, Nigeria, and
Okay.
with the situation with the NSAS. I know we need to discuss that in much
Yeah, yeah.
details, but
Yes.
given this context of where we are today, we're
Okay.
voting today, the elections, US elections is today. And there's a lot of agitation in the US, a lot of anxiety at this point,
Yeah.
between in seeing that one of the two candidates becomes president
Right.
after this period.
Mm-hmm.
We just came out of or we are still in a situation in Nigeria with NSARS, where our young people in Nigeria came out, and voiced their dissatisfaction against government.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the difference between what transpired in Nigeria and what has been happening in the US in the last couple of in the
Yeah,
last few months?
I think you're specifically speaking to the Black Lives Matter movement, right? In relation
Mhm.
to what's going on, like the NSAS in Nigeria.
Yes, yeah,
And
the police
we
brutality, the attention to social issues, and
yes.
mhm,
So, like to put it into context, right? They're pretty much the same. There's so much of police brutality and injustices in the land, and people were saying that they've been complaining the same thing that was going on in Nigeria. That they've been complaining to the government in terms of how the police, the force, racial profile black community and black people in America, and likewise in Nigeria, that how the police uh, uh, profile individuals just simply
mhm,
because they want to extort them. The typical. Let me just first of all, let me come back. Let me go back home straight up. So, in Nigeria, right, a typical police officer or a SARS person, they were saying now, is
mhm,
that when he get in contact with you, even if you present him with a valid identification, he try to personalize you or dehumanize you just to be able to make you feel fit into that profile of being like looking like a criminal, so that
mhm,
they can always put all the pressure in terms of, oh, he's a criminal, he's guilty, and we can always convict him right there and right at the spot. So that's what's happened, and that's why they misuse the opportunity, because they are enforcement agents, so they can,
mhm,
their authority, they use that authority to intimidate you and to oppress you,
mhm,
so that you be in that cadre that, oh, you have nobody. If you are no if you know nobody in Nigeria, you'll be in a hole that you never come out of it for the
yeah,
rest of your life. Many
it
people have been a victim of this police brutality and SARS intimidation. And I know many people that have given me a lot of stories. Even people loses their body parts. I know of a guy that had lost a limb, or
mm.
from all these SARS
Yeah, they're
incidents.
very,
People have
very,
lost,
very sad stories, very graphic
and people
stories
have
that.
died. A lot of people
Mhm,
have died, and I'm even telling you that the few numbers of people that they know that are popularized by the many people is way beyond the numbers of people that are actually
mm,
SARS activity going on in Nigeria. And
mm,
we what I would like to say to this is that there's a deeper and a bigger issue than just NSAS. It just speaks to how the country has been, the system that we practice politically and beyond. It's what has given rise to that kind of
mm.
oppression and intimidation that's going around. Because the aggression, the way the police officer are being trained, for me, I have a different perspective in terms of how we can fix this problem. Because number one, for to be a police officer, you have to be legible, you have to be educated, like maybe because in America, the way they recruit their police officer, they go into colleges, to universities
Definitely. A
to
lot of
recruit
these
people.
issues, Dimeji, as you're sounding, it seems like it's from what I understand you're saying, it starts from the basics. And I
Right.
think that is what the Nigerian youth were trying to draw the attention of the Nigerian government to. But we're here today, we're here in the US, we're not in Nigeria, we're here in the US, and you're a citizen and you have
Yes,
just exercised your right to vote.
that's
And
correct.
hopefully, at the end of this, you would be heard. Let's talk about the diasporans and the
Okay.
diaspora voice.
Okay.
What can the diaspora do? How can the diaspora continue to contribute toward Nigeria to make sure, to ensure that these dreams and these aspirations toward having this type of free and fair election can also happen in Nigeria?
I think the diaspora community have a bigger role to play in terms of moving Nigeria forward. The reason why I said that is because majority of people in Nigeria, they are boxed up in a box, right? They're put in a box that, in a conundrum that they cannot get out. It is us that we see the different perspective of how things is being done here versus how things has been done back home. So we bring that experience of being in living in diaspora and see how a sane society have to operate. And that's why we have to play a lot of role in terms of orientating our people,
Mm,
conscientizing them, and informing them about what their rights are and how they can better fix their country. Nobody, no outsider can fix Nigeria for us. That is not Nigerian. It has to be a Nigerian. It has to be a Nigerian that is well informed, because majority of our people are, so to say, I don't want to use the word that ignorant, but many of them are not well informed. Maybe I should put it that way. They're not well
mm,
informed about their rights. And if we in diaspora are fully aware of our rights, and that's one of the things that we can bring back home to kind of help our people in terms of understanding their rights, knowing that when they want to exercise their civic duty, like I just did today, they
mm-hmm,
don't need to be cajoled. They don't need to be
mm,
that's one of the role that the diaspora community can play. And
okay.
and most importantly, they can play the financial role in terms of supporting. We've been doing that for ages, because I believe that there's no single one Nigerian, not one people, a single person that lives in the diaspora that doesn't have friends or family back home that won't
Mm,
have one way or the other to send money back home to them. It's part of how we support the Nigerian community, Nigeria
community.
people as a whole. So
Yes. Yeah, because they I don't have the exact figures, but I know
it's in billions. They're actually in billions.
Nigeria contributes to the GDP of Nigerian diaspora
Hmm.
contributes to the GDP of Nigeria in
And Shore
much
will say,
significant.
Shore is my very close friend, and he will say, we are the social security department. The people in diaspora are the social security department of Nigeria, because if anybody goes abroad, they have having they have having a naming ceremony or having some type of event, they'll call their folks back abroad, in diaspora. Oh, I need to do
Mm,
this, I need to do that. They have to send money back home. So there's no system in Nigeria that supports that
mm,
it supports you in terms of your welfare.
mm.
There's no, so you have to rely on your individual people.
Okay,
Can
we
you
were
hear me?
having a little bit of difficulty hearing Dimeji, but what he has been talking about in the last few minutes is his love for Nigeria, obviously, and knowing that this voting rights that he has exercised in the U.S. would also be something that would be applicable to
Can you hear me
back
now?
home. Yes, Dimeji, I can hear you. I have one. We have
Okay,
one more
sorry.
minute left before we
Okay,
go. I just
okay,
wanted to ask
uh,
you real quick the
okay,
diaspora vote.
okay.
How important is the diaspora vote?
In terms of, yeah, it's very very important. Like I rightly mentioned initially, that we and in diaspora, we need to there has to be a bill, there have to be an act in Nigeria that to allow the diaspora to participate in the election in Nigeria. It's a
Indeed.
very key, it is very
Mm,
important, because that is where you can actually measure the performance and the importance of governance in Nigeria, because they are not impeded by any kind of sentiments in Nigeria,
Mm,
back in Nigeria, because many people in Nigeria, they're kind of leaning towards one sentiment. Maybe the politician is bribing them, giving them something just to be able for them to vote. But yeah, you can't lobby anybody other than you probably dealing squarely with the issues, pitching the issues to them and say, okay, you know what, you want to be the president of Nigeria, and these are what you want to do, you want to achieve within this
mm.
limited numbers of years. So people can hear you out, and they can, based on that, they can vote for you. Other than that, it's very important for us to be able to be, we Nigerians living in diaspora, being able to participate in the electoral process in Nigeria. It's very, very key. And I
Very,
think
very
and I think
key.
this government should actually work on it so that we can be part of the
I think
process.
it's achievable with this government. I think the Commission on Diaspora Matters should be attentive at this point if they're not
And
already.
again, I think they just recently launched a diaspora commission. I don't know
Yeah.
how true that is, but I
Mhm.
think they just, if that's a possibility, and we can maybe harm on that, and work on
Mm.
that so that we can
Do,
all get part. We can all be part of the process.
part of the conversation. This is what we're talking about. This is what we have been talking about. I've been talking to countless Nigerians across the board, and everybody's sentiments seem to be the same. They're Nigerians that are born here that want to go home. They're Nigerians that are home, that have been here for a long time and do want to go home, and they want these opportunities to come home. Processes like this where you can come and vote quickly with no problems and no harm coming your way. This is the Nigeria that we are definitely looking forward to, and not just Nigeria, a lot of African countries. So far, we have been talking to Comrade Dimeji Ayanwale. He's a resident of New York, and he's also very active in the diaspora, Nigerian diaspora. Um, um, Activities and movements here in the states. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your time with us, and I wish you all the best as you voted today. We hope for a great
Thank you,
America and
thank you.
also a great Nigeria ahead.
Thank,
Thank
thank you,
you.
thank you for having. But before I go, I would like to say one very important thing is that and I always say this: we people in diaspora and also back home, that we can be different without any disagreement. Let us unite. When we unite, the only power that the government have is to divide us. And when we are divided, we will not be able to stand together. So let
Mm,
us be united. We can be different and without no disagreement. So when you have a different opinion and I have a different opinion, it doesn't mean that we are different.
mm.
We having disagreement. We can be different
Okay.
without no disagreement, and this is very key in terms of holding the diaspora people together, and also the people back home. Let us come together, and yeah, having different opinion is not a big deal, but
It's not the end of the
it's
world.
not the end of the world.
Yeah.
At the
Thank
end
you.
of the day,
Yeah.
we're all Nigerians, anyways, and
Hmm.
we're all Americans.
That's our unifying factor. We're all Nigerians. Thank you so much, Comrade Dimeji. Thank you for your words, and we look forward to living in peace next to each other, even if we
Yeah, and I would
disagree.
like us to delve more into the NSAS issue, further and better.
We will. We will. We'll have more live broadcasts that will deal with that. Thank
Sure.
you again, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you for
Always,
having me. It's
sure.
nice.
I'm Oiza Adaba, and until next time, when I bring you another guest, and we're still covering the U.S. elections. There's so many issues, and we'll continue to reveal them as the day goes on. So do stay
Thank you.
tuned with us.